Hello, I'm Hank Green. I'm the author of An Absolutely Remarkable Thing, which is this book. This is the hardcover edition. I'm making this video, finally, because the paperback is coming out soon, in July. And I didn't want to do this until the paperback was out, but now I want to do it. I've thought about it a bunch. This video is for teachers who are going to teach my book. I don't know if there's any of you out there, but if there are, this video is for you. It didn't even really occur to me that this might happen, but I saw a group of students with my book and a picture on Twitter. They were all reading it in their class, and that made me very happy, obviously. Because the books that I read when I was in school and that I discussed with my classmates, those things stuck with me. The books stuck with me, but so did the impact that they had on my worldview. And so it means a lot to be something that a class is reading deeply together. And I love that, of course, when it's a book club or when it's a group of friends, but it's especially meaningful for me when it takes place in sort of a classical educational setting. It means a lot when it's a contemporary book, because I think that picking a contemporary book for classroom reading is a little bit going out on a limb. With an existing classic, it's a classic. You're not gonna miss. It has been vetted by time. This is a good book. Also, no one's gonna question that decision. If you grab The Color Purple, nobody's gonna be like, oh, what are you thinking? That book? Yeah, it's gonna be you have made the right call. But I think it is important to do some contemporary work because this is the world that we are living in now, and it is very different. And it is very hard, and it is very weird. So I'm a professional YouTuber, among some other things, but that's my main gig. And I know that that's a really attractive potential job for a lot of young people these days. And I do also know that it's a great job. It's wonderful. In some circumstances, it can also be terrible. It can be so soul-destroying. Fame has a dark side. The social internet has a dark side. Those are things that I talk about in my book. And in this world of everybody's sort of has, their own amount of micro fame, everybody's kind of an influencer, the way that we receive signals from society that we are valued and valuable have been gamified by corporations for their financial gain. They're monetizing the self-esteem of the youth. It's upsetting. That's stuff that we need to grapple with, and I think that fiction is a good way to do that. I'm not saying my book is the only way to get into those topics, but it is something I was thinking a lot about when I was writing it, that I have continued to think a lot about, and in the process of writing it, helped me work out a lot of how I was feeling about that stuff. So there are many wonderful contemporary books that allow us to get access to now, to a better understanding of grappling with what it is to be a person in the world today, whether that's America or wherever. It's unique. It's a different situation. Things have changed a lot in just the last 5 years, not to mention the last 25. For clarity, I'm not saying that was ancient history. That's when I was in school. Was I in school 25 years ago? Yes. 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 I think as a society, we need to have a lot of deep and careful conversations about how to exist in this world. And I don't know that we will, but I know that young people will. And so if we have hope, that's where it is. And there are many wonderful, beautiful ways to get access to that, to get into that aren't my book. But if you are going to use my book in a class, now that the paperback's out, now that it's a little cheaper in America, I want to do a thing. I've set up an email address. It's in the description. If you're a teacher and you're thinking about teaching this book in the fall of 2019, it's right now the summer of 2019, so if you're teaching it in the fall, next semester from now, I want to be there for a certain number. It may be limited, so if I get too many emails, I'll let you know if I got too many. If you're reading my book in your classroom, I would like to answer questions from your students. So here's how that's gonna work. You send me questions from your students. You can include their names so that I can talk to them directly. At halfway through the book and at 100% of the way through the book, I will pick at least one question from each teacher at halfway and 100%, so 2 questions per teacher basically, and send you, hopefully in a timely manner, my goal is to have this happen within a week, a response to the question or questions that I picked to answer. I also will take some of those questions and upload them to this YouTube channel that you're looking at right now, Hank's channel. Probably not all of them, because there might be some overlap, but I'll take some of the questions, upload them here to Hank's channel so that I get a chance to talk about the book publicly. I want to do this for a couple of reasons. One, because it just means a lot to me that my book would ever be taught in a class, and I kind of want to honor that in some way, at least temporarily, to be just to gesture to the universe, this is very important. It's more of a signal to my own psyche, that this amazing thing has happened to me. 2, I want there to be some kind of two-way conversation between readers and authors, I think is great. 3, I want to make teachers' lives better. It's a hard job, and I think it's a really important job, and so just if I can offer that, I think I'm happy to. And 4, I want to make it clear that books, I thought when I was in high school, came into existence as this beautiful, perfect thing and authors were this inaccessible other. But we might not all end up novelists. We might not all end up YouTubers. But we will all be communicators in our lives. We will all be writers. We all write, whether professionally or not, and we must. And we need to become better communicators and better writers if we are to prevent society from crumbling. And that's something that every single student in an English class gets, whether they know they're getting it or not. And so I want to be a part of that if I can help with that. This isn't a thing that I'm doing with my publisher. I haven't talked to anybody about this. I'm very flying by the seat of my pants on this one. I'm just saying, if you're doing this, I would reach out to me. I would like to be able to have a conversation with your class. If you are a teacher, if you're not a teacher and you know a teacher who might be interested in watching this video, please send it to them, because I'm excited to have some conversations. I promise that I will wear a button-down shirt and probably be sitting right here when I send you your videos. I will try not to be a total slob about it. I didn't write this book specifically for high school aged people, but I think it is very much a good book for people of that age. There's a bunch of curse words. There's a little bit of violence. There's no sex scenes, but people have sex. Just so you know that before you jump on in. And I guess that's it. So I'm excited to try to do this thing. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, nobody emails me, that's okay too. But we'll see how it goes.